I've had this journal for a long time, and at first, I started to like it, but it became more of a paperweight more than anything else. But I decided to bring it out now since there seems to be something going on here.
Recently, Topham signed an agreement for this new nuclear power plant the government is building on the Brendan branch between the docks and Sudbury. Of all the places they could have put it, they had to put it near the most beautiful line, in my opinion. That's going to affect tourism, and that's probably why the big man signed that contract to take nuclear waste to and from the mainland. He's got to regain that money somehow. Anyways, besides that, nothing's changed. Diesel engines have been coming more and more often to Vickerstown, while steam engines rarely take the trains. When they do take trains from the mainland, they're usually rusted and worn. It's a real shame those engines don't have a place like Sodor to stay. What else? Thomas is doing fine, and he's got a similar opinion to me on the power plant. He said it's going to be an eyesore, but he does like the idea of doing more work. I'm currently writing this while we wait for the all clear at the platform, so I'll keep this book in the cab if we spot anything else going on.
Percy, what is going on? What is Gordon and James talking about?
They were talking about that power plant, Thomas.
We can hear you too, you know. Me and Gordon were talking about that power plant because it was too dangerous for put it on Sodor.
For once I agree with James.
You two need to calm down. It's not like that power plant is go to explode.
Emily is right. Besides, Sir Topham had make sure that power plant is not go to explode.
I guess you got a point there, Edward.
Whatever you say, Edward.
Thomas, are you okay? You were quiet.
I don't know, Emily. What James and Gordon say is true. I feel scared. Besides, if the power plant did explode, I will puff away.
Don't worry, Thomas. It will not explode. Beside, like Edward say, Sir Topham Hatt will not let that power plant to explode.
I guess you're right, Emily.
Don't worry, Thomas. If it is true, I will take Annie and Clarabelle for you.
Thanks, Percy.
I will get some sleep.
Sonic, do you think what both James and Gordon say is true?
I don't think so, Thomas. Anyway, we should get some rest. Well, as I stated, if there was something weird going on, I'd write about it. And it seems like I was right. Well, I was talking to Tails at the docks about how cream doing went. We could hear sirens blaring in the distance. Lucky for us, Thomas needed to go light engine back to Elsbridge to pick up Annie and Clarabelle anyways. When I got home this evening, I turned on the telly and found out that it was a drill, in case there was a containment breach. Gotta say, if they needed to do a drill where they had that many fire trucks, I don't think having that plant's a safe thing to have on this land. God damn it, I knew it would happen. We were at Elsbridge when it happened, and heard a loud explosion. The sky went dark, and this huge cloud was visible in the distance. I knew exactly where that came from, and we knew that we had to go. People cleared the platform faster than I have ever seen before. We knew the shockwave would be coming fast, so we alerted the guard, and luckily, they had seen what we saw. He blew his whistle, and we released the brakes. Hit the regulator and pulled on the whistle for dear life, hoping that Cedric was still in the signal box to set the points. Thank God he was, because without him, we would have been killed. We sped down the line at speeds we've never gone before. We passed Donald, who was heading the opposite way pulling slow goods. We found out later that he didn't make it out alive, and neither did William or Colin in his cab. The mess was probably the most horrified out of all of us, and I don't blame him. Well, we all had some layer of protection. He didn't, so that probably motivated him to go faster. We shot past Crosby, and that's when the shockwave hit us, and just as it was strong, it caused the glass in the carriage to shatter and rocked them to the side. And just as it was strong, it caused the glass in the carriage to shatter and rocked them to the side. But those things didn't stop us. We could feel the heat rising, but we didn't stop until we got to Newport. Luckily, we made it safely and huddled everyone in the station buildings and offices. We heard on the radio that the entirety of Brendan was hit by the explosion, and the death in the toll was unknown.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Stuart Bailey. I work for the Atomic Energy Authority. I've worked for the AEE for 10 years, 3 of which I spent at AEE Winfrith near Dorset. I'm joined by my colleagues, Dr. Middleton and Dr. Dalby, both of which are my junior. At about 2:30 this afternoon, that's July 4th, The power station at Lower Brendam suffered a widespread system failure. Of 4 reactors online, only 1 is currently operating. The plant is currently running on backup power, with staff attempting to remedy the problem. The amount of radiation vented, or if radiation has been vented at all, is currently unknown. Teams from the Atomic Energy Authority have been dispatched to Lower Brendam to take radiation readings. We urge the citizens of Western Sodor to stay in their homes until the state of emergency is lifted or an order to evacuate is given. Thank you.
I hope to God Tails got out of there alive, but that is slim chance. It's been almost 6 hours in this damn station and no one's received any word on whether or not it's safe to go out yet. I've been feeling so much guilt over leaving Thomas out in the station like that. I hope to God he's alright.